All right, so it's the
Yo.
Dan, Rowe, and guests special.
Mhm.
This is a David Orchard special.
I've been here before. I feel like I'm getting deja vu.
He's getting deja vu. Why is he getting deja vu? You might say. If you've been a fan of the channel for a while, if you look on the Instagram, or if you knew the previous podcast, look, you should already have heard about this. If you're watching, if you haven't, welcome, David. But
thank you. Thanks
this is the same setup we used to have. We had a podcast called the Dan and Dave podcast. All right.
Yep.
That went RIP. When me and Dave stopped speaking for about 6 months or so, right? But we're back.
We are back.
He's back. We're recording podcast together again. This is a
better
special moment. Well, we'll find out. But I'm feeling better than ever.
I'm feeling good.
We just recorded a few games of chess. They will be coming out at some point. The first one might be before or after this one. I'm not sure, but the last two they'll be coming out definitely after this. So
no spoilers.
No spoilers. Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Not literally, but look. Is there anything we want to say before we get into it? So primarily this video, I'm going to so this is the first one of like Dan, Rowe, and guests. So the premise of this is going to be, I'm going to let my guest choose the topics. They're going to probably primarily generate the topics of conversation. I'm going to add my bits, come up with things to talk about, but they're going to generate the topics that we're going to talk about. So the topic is going to be chosen by Dave. He can lead it as much as comes out, and if I end up thinking of some things, that'll come out. I'm sure this is conversation, so it's going to work like that.
Yeah, we'll bounce back and forth. We'll get it.
Yeah, I'm excited to do one. We have not recorded a podcast together in 9 months. It's been over 9 months since we recorded our last one. That never even made it to air.
No.
So it's been a long time since we've actually recorded one. I'm excited to do one with you, mate.
I'm excited too.
I've missed this, mate. I've
missed it too. I'm gonna try and articulate myself the best way I can. I've got a topic in mind. I'm not entirely sure how to purvey it to the public, but I'm going to try.
That's all we can do, mate. We've got a topic we're going to talk about. I'm sure it'll be an interesting conversation.
Yes, I think so too.
So before we get into it, special thanks to our sponsor. No. One day.
Special thanks to
one day. Evian will sponsor it, but as you know, you like this podcast. What do I always say? Drink your fucking water.
Water. It's
become a little staple of my podcast. Big believer in drinking water.
Yep.
Get your electrolytes. Drink lots of water. Flush your toxins
from water.
out.
Electrolytes from water.
Yeah. Natural spring water has electrolytes in it. That's why
That's
why if you drink, man-made shitty water, it's got put in electrolytes, bioavailability shit.
Yep.
You want the natural spring water, the natural mineral water that's got the minerals in it, got the electrolytes in it, at the natural levels that would be present in the world that our body is used to, evolved with, and it's good for us, mate, to have electrolytes. If you're drinking water with no electrolytes in, or with man-made shit put in, you're not really getting hydration. You're just putting water in that's flushing body, which is not a bad thing to flush out toxins.
Yeah, flush out the toxins.
But you do want to get that water into your cells.
I'd say, if you're lacking a bit of those electrolytes, add a bit of salt. A bit of salt, do you want? Just a minute amount.
You need to have salt in order to add the salt crystals, make the water molecule turn more like it's more the water that hydrates our cells is a type of water that is gloopier.
Yeah, it's not liquid.
Wet.
It's not the liquid.
Yeah, so that's why salt is an essential mineral. It is gloopy. It's more viscous.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got a higher viscosity. Because we take the salt crystals and we use the water and we make the gloopy water that actually hydrates our cells on a cellular level. That's the hydration we need. The gloopy water with the salt crystals, the electrolytes, good for us, right?
So if you're drinking a lot of water with no electrolytes, you're actually just pissing it out. It's going in and out.
And if you drink a lot of water and you're pissing it out, you're depleting your body of electrolytes.
You dilute your blood.
Headaches,
stuff like that.
Yeah, you need to put in the electrolytes that you drink.
Everyone thinks hydration is easy. Yeah. It's not as simple as you think.
No, but if you listen to this podcast, you'll pick up some fucking tips. I'll tell you.
You'll actually stay hydrated if you listen to this because we're drinking so much water.
It motivates you to drink water. I drink big amounts of water.
Yes, I agree.
Look, one thing I need to make conscious effort of is looking at the camera more. I do. Obviously, I have guests. I'm going to be looking at the guests quite a lot. But when I'm on my own, I look all over the fucking place and not necessarily always at the camera. Important to look at the camera as well. Address the audience. Hello, I'm glad to be doing this podcast with Dave.
Hola.
So, Joe, take it away.
Yeah,
Right.
let's do it.
Go on then. What's the topic today? What do you want to talk about?
Right.
Special guest, David Orchard.
I feel really special right now.
You are.
Just so you know, Dan's preparing a lovely dinner for us. It's really sweet.
Romantic, should we say?
No homo. But
Homo.
Full homo.
Homo.
My topic today is going to be anxiety driven from the videos that you watch on social media. So I'm thinking, right, you go on Instagram, right? Or TikTok, Instagram, or
Social media,
Twitter, yeah, wherever you're going, right, whatever your killing field is, you open up your phone, you go on explore, and what do you see? See some good memes, maybe some tailored memes, and then all of a sudden, you see someone die. Do you know what I mean? I'm serious, mate. Like you'll just be scrolling, and then all of a sudden you see someone get hit by a car, someone fall off a cliff, something dramatic happens, you know.
Yeah,
and
I wasn't ready, but yeah.
No, I thought I'd drop it out there.
Yeah, you see some memes, someone dies.
Someone dies in a meme. You know, memes have a good way of portraying like death as like something that's like normal. Like you see a meme,
it is.
someone.
Funnily enough, everyone's going to do it.
Yeah, someone dies in a meme, blah.
Yeah,
and you don't think much of it, except do you, mate? Because I'm thinking, right, if you wake up in the morning.
Lucky.
Yeah,
you're lucky.
Off,
yeah. If you wake up in the morning,
you have a glass of water.
Count your blessings. You've woken up.
And a glass of water.
A glass of water.
Yeah.
Or a nice bottle
or filtered if you can, of course.
Yeah. But don't forget your electrolytes. If you filter your water, don't forget your electrolytes.
Facts. So you wake up. You have your thoughts of that day are just wake up, get on with your chores, right? You know, you wake up, you're going to get on with your life.
Doing your stuff.
Let's say you're good health or anything like that. You know, you're very fortunate. You open your Instagram.
Yeah.
Or your social media. Scrolling. All right, good time. We all know how, you know, social media has a great way of warping your brain, and you know, the things you watch you become, sort of thing, or can possibly happen. They can influence you in many ways. All good. You see someone die. Let's say car crash. Someone gets hit by a car. You watch it on Instagram and you go, fucking hell, that was a bit mental.
Yeah.
Right? Now you're thinking in your head, what if that happens to me when I leave the house? Never would have perceived that thought in your life. You wouldn't have woken up and gone, well, if I get hit by a car, that'd be bad. You just wake up, get on with your life. But now you've seen this video of someone getting killed or hit by a car or injured. It could be injured. You know, you see someone. Here's a common one. Here's one that I had. You know, fear of heights. I had a fear of heights. Instagram, you see people falling off stuff.
Yeah.
Injure themselves, killed, and they die.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And now when you go up on a high place, all you can think about is that.
Yeah.
And it's not. Some would call it natural instinct to be like, that's bad. A height is bad. Of course it's bad. But there's like a rational and irrational fear of it, of where you're like, okay, I'll go up on the height, it will be okay. Or if I go up there, because of the videos I've seen, I'm going to die. Do you know what I mean? You've already got nerves of dying before you even get up there because of videos you've seen in the past.
I know what I mean. So when you get put into that situation, let's use the heights as an example, right? In a normal world where you haven't seen any of these videos and you haven't had your brain stained with the images, right?
Yeah.
You would be thinking thoughts. You'd be like extrapolating information and just generating ideas of what could happen if you fall and die.
Yeah.
But if you're put in that situation and you've got loads of images in your head of people dying in that way, you're not necessarily generating your own ideas, but you are flashed with the images.
Biased. Yeah. Your brain's been biased towards, instead of it being maybe a 50, even not even a 50-50, like a 2% chance you die and a 98% chance you're absolutely fine. You're now teetering on 50-50 because you've seen so many things go wrong on social media and on a height or in a height that you've now changed the odds in your brain of what could happen. Even though you got there and there's still that 98% risk, or 98% success rate, because you're having self-doubts and because you're seeing these images that have been stained into your brain, you're now causing paranoia towards that thing that you want to go and achieve. You know.
Yeah.
I for instance, swimming. You know, swimming's scary out in the open sea. Is it really scary?
Getting attacked by sharks.
Exactly. Or is
all of a sudden you're thinking, no, fucking hell, am I going to get attacked by a shark?
You know, when people say that, I don't like going in the middle of the sea because there could be something below me. Is that because you've seen multiple shark attacks, or you've seen sharks spotted on videos on social media? You know, some would call it like ignorant. You know, you go out, you don't think about it, and you go, you know, when people jump off cliffs into the swimming into the water.
Yeah,
you know?
that's one. I've seen loads of videos of people jumping off and bonking their heads on rocks under the water.
Exactly, and it's like
some of this is reasonable.
Valid. Yes.
Some of it is
Some
valid.
of it is valid.
Some of it can be valid.
You should take precautions when you do this stuff. You know, if you're going to jump from a height, go into the water first, see how deep it is, see what's below. If you've gauged that there's enough space and you're going to be fine, go for it. You know, but
yeah, I think if you're going to do something that's risky, anything in life, right, you should properly assess the situation before you decide what to do.
Yeah,
like if you decide I'm going to go base jumping or something, then you should get a little bit of an understanding of what you're actually doing, a little bit of an understanding of the area that you're going in,
and what your body's going to be put through. And stuff like that.
And like, is there actually rocks in this area, or this is a deep expanse of water? There's no rocks. You're not going to be hitting the rock. Like you should take some information before you make your decision, and just don't necessarily do risky, dumb things with no like prior research into it, because then it is gambling your life.
Then you end up as a statistic. That's
exactly.
Then you do.
Then you're a number.
And I imagine a lot of these. Here's the thing: a lot of these videos that you see will be people like that. You know, people who say they're gonna clear a cliff when they jump off it and get in the water.
Yeah,
haven't done any calculations or haven't even looked at it and gone, well, it's quite far actually.
Yeah, don't even.
And they just come to peer pressure. And they're like, go on then. And then they get a video of them falling down the cliff, and it's like,
pain.
You know, how much are you really warping your brain by watching all this stuff on social media? You know, they say telly is very like, you know, the news and stuff like that warps your brain, and you know, fear mongering and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent in like the mainstream media in general is the biggest fear mongering load of tosh you could possibly watch.
Yeah.
It's the biggest load of shit, because everything you watch is like literally just to keep you in a fear state. In a fucking paranoid, anxious state.
And I fear people don't understand that with social media as well. I think people know about you know, a lot of people are aware of the high televised like information out there, but the things that your feed can pick up on. So like, you know, you watch some videos of the war and stuff like that going on as well. It could be anything. It can be anything that then they start like tailoring it towards you, and then all of a sudden you're starting to put fear into yourself of things you shouldn't even be scared of. Like you shouldn't be scared of at all.
I think a big example of how things like in the media can be pushed for a certain narrative and used to fearmonger is that certain event that happened that started in 2020 that ended up causing us to stay in our homes. I'm going to be careful with the words I use, because I don't want us to be blacklisted. I don't want
assassinated.
I don't want the video to be blacklisted and not promoted. So I'm not going to use the specific words or the numbers associated with said thing. I'm not even going to use the word of the type of illness that it was, how you contract it, spread it, etc. You're going to be
use your imagination.
You're going to use your imagination that the type of thing that made us stay in our homes for a while and not leave, that thing. That was mega fear mongering that led us to you know, a vast majority of people took some experimental piece of medication in form of injection. I'm not going to use specific words again, because I'm trying to be clever about the way that I say it. Some experimental kind of injection, shall we say. And it was very fear-mongery. And then what did it yield is my thing. Like it was mega when it first came out, and there was videos from the country that it came out, and there were people dropping down, collapsing in the street, and then there were like entire high-rise flats being welded together and shut.
And they had hazmats going through the streets, spraying them and everything.
And it was mega fear-mongering, like, and it put everyone in a mega fear state. And then we got put in our homes for a while. I'm going to not use specific terms. And some very ill old people, their bodies gave up to this illness. I'm not going to use proper word. Please extrapolate what I'm trying to say. And it
you really got to read between the lines.
And you know, look, it was bad for some people, but you know, to the same degree that any kind of illness in that way is bad to some people. Do I believe that the mortality rates were what they were actually quoted at the time?
No,
absolutely not. That we were led to believe that it was going to affect everyone of all ages, no matter how healthy you were. That was not the case. And we took experimental medication for it. A lot of us did, humans. And you know, we were led to believe we would never be able to travel again without it. We would need
Yes.
We would need a special, different type of passport to be able to travel.
Yeah.
You know, not just your regular one. This medication passport, should we call it? Because I'm not going to use the word.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, flash forward a few years later,
Back to
where's it
normal.
gone?
Yeah,
Where's it gone?
yeah.
Do we need that to travel anymore? No.
No.
You know, has my body given in to this illness? No.
No.
I got the illness, and I was absolutely fine. Carried on working out, had good workouts. I was fit, healthy, and it didn't affect me remotely.
Yeah.
And I know people in my family who took the experimental thing and got ill from it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, but the thing about it is like, right, it could have easily been an illness that existed. Right? I'm not debating that was a thing. Right? It could have been. I'm not one to say. I'm not a medical expert, but the thing that's scary is the vast amount of fear mongering that was about at the time, and was it necessarily based on correct evidence? Was the evidence warped?
No, of course not.
Now we're getting a bit, you know, conspiratorial here.
Yeah.
But my point is,
we've got to stay on the topic.
My point is primarily about the mega amounts of fear mongering that was about at the time. It was everywhere, and everyone was shit scared of it. You know. And there was a lot of paranoia and angst around that topic at the time.
Yes.
You know? And that was the biggest scary one for me. Like when you're looking at how the media can affect people's mindsets and make people fucking paranoid and anxious. That was the big standout example.
Yeah.
You know? It was big, wasn't it?
Well, I think it was big, wasn't it? Oh, yeah.
I mean, the thing that was scary to me was not the illness necessarily, but it was the mass hysteria following the big fear mongering that came out. Everyone was panicking like mad about it because they were driven to do it by the mainstream media. You know.
Well, as a self anecdote, what is it? Anecdote. Yeah, that's the word. Like an anecdote that I've got is, I think what's portrayed on every single media ever. Just go out in the real world and just go experience things. So things that scare you, fears, like the fears that you have, just go do them, and then
see what they're like.
Yeah, and if like we said, if you're calculated about it, if you've got a proper fear and you're calculated about it, like here's one, right? I can't swim, right? Silly. Well, I can swim, I can't float. I'm not the strongest swimmer.
Negatively buoyant.
Yes. So what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to swim with armbands. I'm going to learn to swim.
Good man.
Yeah, and because I've seen videos of people perishing in the water. I've had dreams about perishing in the water, and I'm sure they go hand in hand. You know, you hear the stories of people drowning. We live in a seaside town. Yada yada yada.
Someone did recently, didn't
they? Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, someone did recently.
Yeah, you hear about it a lot, and I don't want to let that fear that's being driven from other people stop me living my life.
Yeah.
Facts. So I'm going to put on armbands and go out and learn to swim. And if I do drown, all right.
Go out with other people.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But you know, I don't think you should let the fear of what you see on social media stop you do anything in life. I really don't. And
I agree.
You know,
it depends if it's rational fear or not. Like, if you see something that is like, oh, I really don't know. For example, like if you see like things on social media now about like the negative impacts of vaping, like before we thought it was like really good, and now we're seeing like, oh, it causes irreversible lung damage, and look at these people who've got these fucked lungs.
Well, as you've noticed, me and Dan do not have vapes in our hands.
We don't have vapes.
Yeah, we don't have vapes. We don't have vapes in our hands anymore.
We don't vape anymore.
Vaping's bad.
Vaping is bad.
We do not condone vaping anymore.
We don't condone.
We never condoned it anyway. But vaping is
it's bad.
You're an idiot if you vape. That's the conclusion I've come to. Right.
I'm not gonna say you're an idiot if you vape. I just think it's not. But then again, like there's things that we do that it's like we know, we understand there's risks, and we're just willing to take them anyway.
Yeah. But I smoke. Know what I mean? You know, I can say it. I smoke. I smoke, and I.
Some people would say you're an idiot if you smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
People like, yeah, well,
they would.
Fair,
they would.
But, you know.
And I'd say to that, yes, I'm an idiot for smoking. And when I tried to quit, I followed the advice of get a vape, and it turns out the vape are much higher in nicotine. And also far more dangerous in your lungs. Yeah. You know, at least we know the outcomes of smoking. We don't of vaping. It's not been around long enough. So I can sit here and say, well, people have smoked for many, many years. I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
Vaping, I don't. I've got no idea. And when I tried quitting vaping, I had the most horrible withdrawal symptoms ever.
I concur.
Yeah.
Since the main topic is like anxiety that's driven by things. When I got I started researching how bad vapes were for you, but obviously we used to vape quite a lot on this podcast, the previous podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I started researching how bad vaping is for you, and I got absolutely scared shitless, and I quit cold turkey, right? And I honestly can say the nicotine withdrawal from vaping a lot from the high strength nicotine, cold turkey quitting nicotine anyway can give you anxiety. It stimulates anxiety, right? Yeah. But I subsequently went through 6 months of the worst anxiety of my life following that, and it just went from one anxiety to the next, like different types, and it was started from that, and it was bad. And actually, from when I cold turkeyed, I got the worst agoraphobia. Even I was in bed, and I would be like, my heart would be like panicking about literally getting up and going to the toilet, like because my safe zone went from being like vast majority of the planet to being my bed, under my covers, and like that is bad. And you think
you think it stemmed from the quitting of the nicotine?
Oh, it started from that. 100%.
Well, I went from the disposables, to a tank, one that you can refill, and with that, the beauty is you can alter how much nicotine you put in your vape. I went from 20, which is the highest one, which is the disposables, 2%, down to 1%, so 10%, so 10 milligrams, 10 milligrams. And then I went down to 4, and 10, I started feeling rough. 4, the world was coming to an end. It just felt horrible. I couldn't leave the house without getting hot flushes. I couldn't. I'd be walking down the street and I just feel this like rush of blood on my face. It was horrible.
Do you remember what I was like when I like cold turkey quit and I came out with you?
Yeah.
It was like literally I had to be like fully zoned into that thing, and the whole world was like massively overwhelming.
Yeah. And I picked back up smoking. I picked back up smoking because I'm getting less nicotine in with the smoke, and I found quitting because I've quit smoking before. That was far like cold turkey, and that was far easier than vaping. So much easier than vaping. And you can weigh up a lot more things, like with smoking, it gives you horrible teeth and you smell bad and everything like that. With vaping, you're sort of like, there's not really many down draws apart from the stuff we don't really know yet. So it's like, it could be all right. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
the thing that we do know about smoking is like unless you smoke a lot and you get very unlucky and you develop like a tumor and like bad stuff like that, which obviously is a big risk with the smoking. We know the damage it causes to the lungs, unless you get the tumor, it is reversible damage. Like your body can heal and reverse it. But what we already know in like the short space of a few years since vaping has gone big is the studies are coming out that vaping is causing irreversible lung damage, holes in the lungs, scar tissue developing in the lungs that will never like heal and go back to normal. So it's causing irreversible damage. Like in quite a lot of the vapes, there's like the popcorn lung chemicals. That.
What was the one that Mark said to you that first got you on it? Cobalt, was it?
Is it cobalt or chromium or something like
that?
I can't remember what it was. It's like one of the things on the...
Because that's the thing that got you research. I remember you saying that was the thing that got you research.
Yeah, he said it to me. And then
he's mentioned it in the past,
and then I started researching more things about it. But he said something about the coils in it. Like, after you burn them out, if you keep vaping them once they're burnt out, then they release, like, obviously the gas, and that's bad.
Bad news. Bad news. Bad news.
You don't want to be doing that.
No.
But, so that's anxiety from quitting...
quitting
stuff like that. And then also, but that stemmed from the conversation earlier that's not all of the things that get you to be a little bit scared of something are stupid.
No.
Sometimes you can see something that is a reasonable thing to be scared of, or to generate a little bit of fear. Of like fear of doing something stupid, like for example, like if you were thinking about jumping off a high height into water and you see someone bonk their head and got a massive divot in their head, you can think, I will make sure I research that there's no fucking rocks in the water.
Yeah.
So some of the things have some merit to actually do. You know, some of the things have some utility.
Well, this is where I see it. So, in real life, someone bonking their head. How many times are you going to see it in your life? Maybe once, twice. Do you know what I mean? You say you go out with your mates, and one of your mates unfortunately breaks his leg when he jumps in the water. That'll be a one-time thing you see. Everyone learns, and then hopefully it never happens again in your life. And you look back at it and go, "Remember when he broke his leg 40 years ago, jumping in the water?"
Yeah.
You go on social media. How many times are you going to see someone break their leg with jumping in the water, hurting themselves going in the water? You're exposed to it
Quite a
like
lot,
20, 30, 40 more times.
And well, I've got two things to say. Right, so I'll say the first one. The first one is this is one of the slight benefits of social media is that we are slightly exposed to stupid things other people do in the whole world, so that we don't have to witness it in firsthand. Yeah. So like if you do see someone jumping in the water and breaking their leg, you don't have for it to be one of your mates. You can actually go, oh, hang on, let's check the water before we go in, or let's actually research if that's a good area before your mate jumps in and breaks his fucking leg. Like some of the things are like, right, okay, right. I've learned a lesson from something dumb that someone else has done. But it's like, at what level is it? Like, because
what level do you?
What level is it? Is it like, I'm gaining a bit of wisdom from something dumb that someone else has done, or is it I've got crippling paranoia about stuff? Yeah, you know,
because
I
found a level where I was anytime someone wanted to do something that was a bit out of my comfort realm, I'd bring up all the things that go wrong. That was a really nasty habit that I had. It's like, someone wants to go, I don't know, it could be anything. I get it with swimming now. It's like, oh, you sure? This could happen, that could happen. It could be a current. You could get stung by a jellyfish. You could do, and if I went out in the water and swam, I'd be like, oh, it's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Oh man, if you got stung by a jellyfish,
yeah, exactly.
I got a sore leg.
Exactly. And
that's the least of your worries. Having it bit off by a shark is a bit more like, if you are going to swim in shark-infested water. No. No. But where we live is not.
No.
You'd be unlucky to have your leg bit off by a shark.
Exactly.
You'd be very unlucky.
So I've made a conscious effort to really make sure that if I've become very aware of what's more paranoia induced, like as in like, oh, a shower that could be really dangerous, and actually just giving general sort of like, oh, just be careful. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I climbed Snowdon recently, and there was a lot of differential moments where it's like, oh, just be careful, but making sure I don't say something like, you're going to die if you do that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, be careful, but you're going to die if you do that. But in reality, it would have been fine probably, but I'm putting that fear out there before anyone even thought about it. And I don't want it, personally, I don't want to be the guy inducing fear in other people. I don't want to be that person who's like, that could kill you.
Yes.
In the right circumstances. Right circumstances, yes. But when you're trying to...
Oh, hang on, Dave. I'm just going to put this knife in the toast.
Whoa, don't do that. Hang on a minute.
Knife in toast.
Have you switched it on? Have you switched it on or is it off? That's all right.
Oh, it's on. All right, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't want to be that guy who just puts... I don't want to be a fearmonger myself. I don't want to be that...
I see Barney going to put a fork in the plug socket. So I think, let him learn his own lesson.
Yeah, let him learn his lesson, yeah. But do you know a good point? Because it comes back to that. It's like, when you have your own kids, to what level do you rationalise your fear,
Yes.
How much can you rationalise it? How much can you let them go on the lead a little bit? Are you going to stop them hurting themselves every single time they go to hurt themselves? Probably not.
Well, this is a big one, because you don't want to be like in Freudian psychology. You don't want to be the Oedipal mother. You don't want to be the overprotective mother.
No. Puts up the walls, lets no snakes in.
Exactly.
And then they get older.
Exactly.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. But yeah, I mean, like I'm interested in psychology aside from Jordan Peterson as well. But he does summarise it well, because obviously he's very, very versed in the subject. But I learned about Freud and I did psychology at A level, so I learned about psychology. I was reading psychology before I did A levels. I'm interested in it, in the subject, interesting. But so I obviously knew about Freud like years before I saw Jordan Peterson. But he summarised it very well. He talks about look it up. It's good. But yeah, you don't want to be the overprotective mother, because you want, with people, you want to make a competent person. You want to become a competent person. And when you have children, you want them to become competent. So that means you do have to expose them to a certain level of risk and challenge so they can develop and become competent. Now, understanding what level to expose them at what age and based upon their own competency is something you'll have to figure out. It's a fine line.
I can imagine it's very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'm all right at it.
Yeah.
Personally, but obviously I would believe that, because I'm the best at everything.
Yeah, of course.
Facts.
Yeah.
But
big
no.
facts. Yeah,
You've watched my podcast on self-limiting talk,
yeah,
and talking about yourself positively.
Mhm.
So I refuse to utter words that are not
positive,
good about myself.
Yes.
I'm a competent person. I want to breed a competent son.
Yeah.
I challenge him. Like sometimes for example, this is a major tangent. For example, like
That's all right. We'll go with a slight tangent.
sometimes he'll be like, Daddy, put my top on for me. Right. And I say, son, you're capable of putting that top on.
Yeah.
Or I say, Barney, obviously,
son,
no,
you're capable.
I'm speaking in a way that I would speak to an adult now, because I'm hopefully addressing adults.
Yeah.
But obviously, when I'm speaking to my 3-year-old son, I'm not, son, you are competent, put it on. Sometimes I speak like that, to be honest. But look, Barney, you can put the top on. You have a go first. If you can't put it on after trying, and then he'll like fake try put it on. Then I can't do it. Barney, look, you can put your arm in there, and then he'll do it. And then it's like, right, he's competent. I'm getting him to be competent. I've been like making him try and dress himself since before he was probably able to do it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But now he's very capable of doing it.
Good.
And I would help him when he got to a point where he couldn't. But now he's very good at doing these things. Yeah. I'm always trying. I think that's the role of a good, strong father figure, is to push your children to become capable.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not exclusive to fathers. Like, I'm sure mothers are obviously mothers are very capable of doing this. I'm just saying, generically,
as your experience, mate.
Generically, that's the role. And for me, I feel that's my role with my son. So I'm speaking from my experience. Yeah. But we diverted. Let's get back to the topic of anxiety driven by social media.
Okay.
Right? What do you feel about so, for example, like social anxiety and anxiety about like where you are in life by comparing yourself to others because of what is portrayed on social media? What do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
I got rid of social media not social media. I got rid of Instagram for, I think it was roughly 2 years. I didn't have it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I recently got it back in the last 8 months, something like that, 6 months.
Yeah, quite recent.
Yeah, fairly recent.
I think it was like slightly before me and you got reacquainted.
Yeah, fairly recently. And what I found is the break has been amazing.
I bet, mate.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah. I've been browsing like Facebook and stuff, but nothing to the level that I'm actually on Instagram now. And I am uploading my own stuff, and there's definitely a part of it where when you upload, you leave room to be judged. I post gym content and stuff like that. There is a room.
That's it as well.
There's a room to be judged.
Yeah.
And the biggest judgment always comes from, I feel, your old school friends. Which is really weird because a lot of them are doing their own thing, and everyone should be doing their own thing. We're sat here doing a podcast. There may be a part of you that goes, "Oh, what if someone like this sees it?" But it doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about it from a point of fear of judgment for what you put out, but I really do feel that held me back from starting my own podcast on my own before. Yeah. So it's interesting you brought that up.
There is that fear of,
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Someone messaging you and being like, "Oh, what you doing?" Or you hear someone that's talking about it behind your back.
Yeah, or even just the thought that people are seeing it and talking about behind your back.
Yeah.
Even just that thought is not nice.
But it doesn't matter because these people.
But who gives a shit? That's what I've said on Facebook. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck.
These people are doing their own shit, and if they want to get involved in life, whatever, fuck off.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It doesn't matter.
I'm big on that. If people want to judge you, then why you shouldn't care about their opinion anyway. Yeah. If you're living your life the best you can make it and you're trying, then if someone judges you for that, get fucked.
Do you care about
their opinion? Do you care about their opinion? You shouldn't.
No.
Like, who gives a shit?
No.
These people are dickheads.
Yeah, and that's why that's the point I'm bringing. Like, I started posting my
potions.
I started posting.
I'm a magician.
Potion seller, I am.
Yeah.
I started posting my gym content, and it's nothing major. It's just gym progression.
It's good shit, boy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good shit.
And I do it because I enjoy it.
Facts.
I just enjoy it.
Yeah, that's why I started the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. I love it, and I think the room.
Are you thinking like you could put something out there, inspire other people to do better? Yeah,
exactly.
That's the shit.
And it's like, I think, the fear of social media is very real in that sense. The fear of seeing what other people got, knowing that people can see your content.
Yeah.
And then there's a massive comparison between what they have, you have, and what people on the social media platform have. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, facts.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You can go on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. TikTok's a big one now. But you can go on Instagram. I'm an Instagram user.
I'm a big Instagram user. Yeah.
You go on it.
I only use TikTok like to post the shorts from
Yeah.
this. Like I don't scroll TikTok, but
Yeah. You click your For You page, and you've got a 20-year-old in a Lamborghini. You've got.
yeah, it's mad. I just
Do you know?
see like that
Do
shit,
you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
That's what I was mainly wanting to talk
Yeah.
about was
Yeah.
like comparing yourself to. I don't know. I don't know if it's necessarily anxiety. This, but it could be anxiety for like, oh, you're not where you want to be.
It brings on
like
that thing of you're not where you want to be.
Yeah, and it might not necessarily be anxiety, but it is negative emotion. Definitely is negative emotion.
Yeah.
Like I guess this could be related to slightly like body dysmorphia with gym. You know, you go gym and you think, oh fuck, like I've got a good pump, I'm looking good, I'm looking better than I was, and then you see someone, and then sometimes I go on and I see like 16-year-old been gymming for 2 years, bigger than me. I think, oh for fuck's sake.
Why?
And you see people like. A big one is like comparing yourself to people who are older than you, been doing it longer than you. Like gym is a very good example of this. So you can compare yourself to some of the big influencers who've been gymming like 15 years, and they're obviously big. And like some of some of them are natural, some of them aren't natural, and you just shouldn't compare yourself anyway. But some of them that are natural, you think, oh, you know, they're a lot bigger, and they've been doing it like a decade longer than you, mate.
Exactly.
You know?
And you know the big part about the gym is just the enjoying it is the journey anyway.
Yeah.
It's the journey. It's like the whole discipline you set up around your life regarding gym is very important. So what you look like at the end of it, I see as a byproduct.
Fact.
It's a byproduct because the main thing is I try to eat well. I try to have a balanced life of fitness and fun. And if I look good doing it, then great.
You look very good doing it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. You do look very good,
bro.
Yeah,
no, I appreciate that. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Your fucking Instagram is one of the ones that I look at and I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
you know, I'm like, damn.
I'll try.
You're looking so good.
We'll train together at some point and we'll get it.
Yeah. Nah, it's all good. Well, that's the thing is I'm a lot better than I fucking was before I started.
And that's what matters,
so
mate.
that's
as a prime example, you look at mine and you go damn, and then but you come back to reality and you go, what does it matter? What does it matter? Because you're working on yourself, mate.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like with you, like you've always been naturally very lean.
Yeah.
And like, I have to like work real hard and like really restrict what I eat to like get lean, you know?
Well, that's the other thing.
And
you never know how people started or what their life's really like, what they portray, you know?
That's the thing.
Jordan Peterson put it great. He was like, you know, you can see a young lad in a Ferrari driving, you know, what you don't know is, with his girlfriend, what you don't know is he's got a crippling drug addiction. He's in loads of debt.
Yeah, he's only got the money because all his family are dead. And
his girlfriend's actually a page stripper. But you see that glam life on the outside. And I'm not saying all social media is that, but obviously social media is portrayed to be a highlight of your life anyway.
Yeah. You only post the good bits.
Yeah, you don't post the bad bits. Yeah.
Most people don't post.
Unless you're. I'm not saying you're looking for sympathy, but
you could be out there trying to be like, oh, look, this is what. You know, sometimes I see this is quite good in the kind of like women's side of the fitness community now. Is there's a lot more. I see it a lot more
sort of thing.
No, I see the content in the women's side, like what comes up on the gym pages is I find that women are making a lot more wholesome content where it's like, oh, you know, this is the picture of me like in good lighting, in pump, and this is picture of me when I'm just at home, cellulite and stuff like that. I feel like women post it, but you do get the bodybuilders that say like, all right, this is me pumped, good lighting, this is me just eating pizza, like looks drastically different. I do see both, but I think there is a big movement in the women now, which is good. It's a good thing. Because before that became big, it was a lot like comparing yourself to someone else. And one thing that I want to bring up from like, say if I see your content and I'm like, damn, he's got fucking nice abs, he's very lean.
I thought you said nice ass, but yeah, I appreciate
nice
it.
Nice ass,
nice
too,
ass, yeah.
But I think to myself like, what is the utility in me comparing myself to you and going like, oh, I wish I was leaner, or I wish I had that ability to get lean and didn't have to try so hard to be lean.
There can be
like, no, but that's the thing. It's like, what is the utility in me comparing? That's not the body I have. So I just have to work with the frame of my body. I have to go, well, if I want to be that lean, I've got to restrict my calories more, and I've got to do that. I can't just naturally.
There's no point comparing genetics.
There's no point.
You're not going to compare. There's no point.
There's no point. You got dealt the hand of cards you have. You got to make your best fucking play now. There's no point. Oh, woe is me, poopy pants.
Well, yeah, was it?
Poopy pants.
Poopy pants.
No point poopy pants.
Was it the best move on the chessboard?
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah.
What? No. I thought.
I got you.
I thought you were saying, is that the phrase?
Like,
yes, that's it. No. Yeah. Is it the best move on the chessboard?
No.
The best move is the best move is figuring out what the best move is.
Yeah.
The best move is not, the best move is not, well, why don't I have 2 queens? You know,
Why haven't I won yet? Why haven't I pinned you yet?
The best move's not, exactly. Like, why haven't I infiltrated his rooks?
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, social media is good, and like what you were saying earlier, you know, you do compare, and I think there's part of it's good. Yeah, you can be like, if you tailor your feed right, it can be really good. Like,
I think my feed's fucking grand.
Yeah, I think mine's great too. That's the thing. You know, I'm quite happy to go on my Instagram and see my feed. My For You page can be a bit wonky sometimes. You know, like when you click the reels, sometimes I do get the odd thing where I'm like, right, okay.
But why I started doing it is if I see something that I fucking really don't like or I'm not interested in, I literally click like not interested.
Not interested.
You know?
Yeah.
Are you interested in this? No.
Yeah.
You know.
And then what you can
do I just don't see it.
You can also click interested for the ones you like as well.
Yeah. And I do that as well.
Yeah.
If you scroll past that, you're missing out because you can tailor your feed to be good.
Yes, you can.
My feed is well inspirational shit, and I feel I probably annoy the fuck out of a lot of my followers, like who view my stories, because I like post a lot. I post a lot of stories, and for the people that are not motivated and not living a proactive life, it will probably annoy.
It would annoy the fuck out of them.
It would.
It would.
And if I was one of these poopy pantsers and I've seen 10 stories of Dan Rowe's motivational stories, I'd think, what a dickhead.
Yeah.
But because we are proactive, for me, I see that and I go, yeah, boy, push up.
Yeah, push up now. I mean? Yeah, let's go.
Check the time.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, that reminded me of a time when me and you were in the car together at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And we were checking Instagram.
Not our best moment.
No. This is what I was going to say. It leads up to this.
Oh, I think I know what you're saying.
When we realised we were waste men, mate.
When we realised we were waste men. Yeah, so I think
we sat there.
I tell you what, should we tell the story? No names.
No names. No.
I don't know if it was even someone famous or whatever, but it wasn't.
No, it
wasn't. But I'm just trying to lead on that.
No.
So we seen.
Keep it real, mate.
Right. So we were on Instagram. We were like, I think we were scrolling on one of our phones. And we saw someone I think it was a post from like an attractive female, right?
Yeah.
And we saw that this attractive female was like on holiday in some like beautiful location with their like boyfriend who like. We were like, he's a waste man. And we were like, he's such a waste man. And then we started thinking, hang on, he's on holiday with like quite a beautiful girl in a very beautiful location, having the time of his life. We're sat in a car eating McDonald's. This is not a fucking good look for us.
That was a big turnaround.
We're the fucking waste man.
We're actually waste
We're the fucking waste man.
Yeah. That was a big turning point, man. I honestly.
That was a low point. To be fair, me and you sat in a car eating Mackies, scrolling Instagram.
Yeah.
Thinking other people are waste men, and that, but because that was like probably a year ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, well, it was about a year ago now, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so.
But now, if you look forward now, our diets are a lot better than they were then.
Yes.
And we're not scrolling Instagram calling people waste men anymore.
No.
As much.
Only
the people who are waste men.
Exactly.
The people who are waste men.
Yeah.
But the thing is, my feed is so like cultivated now that I don't see waste men anymore.
Yeah. Like, what I've started doing is following and I recommend this to everyone, right?
Follow the Dan Rowe Show on Instagram.
Yes.
And that changed your whole life.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And then I also unfollowed it.
Ah!
No, I carried on following it.
Yeah.
But the big one is following any sort of news outlet that just it's self-run Instagram accounts that just post good stuff. Like as in like feel good stories, people rescuing each other. If animals are your thing, post like good dog videos, cat videos, stuff like that. Basically, when I have my feed, I see happiness in the world. I just see good. I don't see bad. And I follow these people doing like really lovely gestures for like other people out of the willingness of the heart. And it's so important to watch that instead of just some random crap.
Yeah.
That just destroys my soul. I want something to uplift me when I look at something social media. Even if it's just one video, I can think about that video for the rest of the day if it really was that impactful, rather than just scrolling and seeing shit.
And I think on this topic, which is now we're leading into the like proactive and not reactive side of life, right?
I love it.
So you should be proactive in the things that you curate, in the what do we want to call it? Information that you take in. Like obviously, like if the thing is, if you're scrolling on your fucking social media, you're still taking in information. It's just like shit, essentially. But you should curate the feed that you want because you want to curate and create the life that you want. You know, you should, like we've said, you should tailor your feed to be, instead of things that cause anxiety, instead of like unrealistic expectations that make you feel disheartened, and like you know, things that bring your mood down, deflate you, like cause negative emotion.
Well, here's what I just thought. So you did a topic on the what is it? Is it the 5 people you surround yourself with are the most important?
Yeah.
I think
The
you should treat your social media as a friend, and you should look at it and be like,
yeah.
do I want this person around me? And if you don't, you have the. It's not an actual person. You can tailor it to how you want to be.
That's it.
So if you go, so treat it as one of your 5. You know, if you're looking at your phone that much, and it's involving your life that much.
That's the
tailor it correctly.
It is, yeah.
Tailor it correctly,
and you should tailor all the information. Like, say, I can't think of an example right now, but say like you find yourself watching the news a lot, and you think, oh, I'm feeling like the world's fucking coming to an end and all that shit.
No.
Stop watching the news and watch something that makes you feel better, or don't watch something and go to the gym, or go for a walk, or take your dog for a run, or
do anything.
Get a dog, or why don't you try and make some friends, or you know, like, why don't you try and reduce the amount of things that cause negative emotion and increase the amount of things that cause positive emotion, and that is the case for the media that you're consuming as well, like on your phone and on your telly. Choose to watch the things that make you feel positive emotion, and choose to curate your feed and like click and engage with the posts and the content that like makes you feel good about life, gives you motivation, is like inspiring but not to the point where it makes you feel flat and stuff like that. Like, actually curate a feed that you want from your social media and the other media you consume as well, like the news that you watch or the shows that you watch and stuff.
Like just treat it as someone who you speak to every day. Do you know what I mean?
It's something in your life that you can change, that can have an impact on how you feel and think. So change it to be what you want. Be proactive and not reactive.
Well, the power of social media is incredible. Like, you know, you can make incomes off social media. So do you know what I mean? So you shouldn't just look at it as this thing in your hand to just sort of. It shouldn't just go over your head. It shouldn't be something like, oh, it's just social media. It's just this. It should be looked at as a tool that very much can change the course of your life, however you use it.
I saw one thing, right, and am I going to name who said it? This will be slightly controversial. No, it's not. Just the person is slightly controversial. So regardless of what you think or feel about him, the person who said this quote is Andrew Tate. Regardless of what you think or feel about him in all of the situations or whatever, just take this quote on face value, right? Almost everyone has a fucking phone addiction nowadays, okay? And instead of necessarily using your phone addiction to just sit consuming mindless content, you should have a bit of a phone addiction to create content and put something out into the world, and then you're actually being creative and utilizing your time on your phone properly. Rather than like being on your phone and just consuming shit, you know. Like like since I started this podcast, I'm big on that. I'm on my phone. I make my shorts. I post the shorts to all these fucking 3 platforms. I check this stuff. I like think of new ideas for the podcast. I'm like doing the schedule. I'm like, you know, coming up with names, and like, you know, I've got to do the shorts, rewatch the podcast, you know, think of what to name the stuff, and then post them.
You've tapped into your creative side then.
Yeah.
You know, instead of you just sitting there consuming and just lying in bed going, or wherever you're doing it. Now you've got a purpose with your social media.
And if I'm sat doing fuck all, it's like, I'll create something now. I've got some shorts. Why don't I watch one of those through? I'll post that one now, and then I'll put a caption on it and all that shit.
And I think what people don't understand is it takes quite a bit of time to do that as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a couple seconds. So, you know.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Sorry. If you're looking for things to occupy your time that are good and creative, social media is good for that reason. Like, you know, you spend time editing videos, finding the funny bits. However you do your social medias, it's a massive creative outlet that people are sleeping on.
Facts.
And people, like you said, instead of being a consumer,
Be a creator, yeah. I'm not saying I'm a content creator, even though I am. You know, big up.
But come on.
But most underrated podcast of all time.
This one right here,
the Dan Rowe Show.
Yeah.
Facts. Big wisdom. But yeah, I mean, like every time I sit and do anything, I think, is this the most productive use of my time, or like, say if I was sitting, I was actually doom scrolling, or like, say if I had a feed which is just people fucking dancing, bro, and like dumb shit like that, and I get a higher voice in my head that goes, you could be doing something else, mate.
Yeah.
You know, and I either will put the phone down and do something else in my life, or I'll do something for the podcast now. I'll create something now.
Yeah.
So use these things as a force for good in your life, not a force for evil.
Mm-hmm.
Create good stuff.
Yes.
Is there anything you want to say to round off your topic? Because I feel like we're coming to a natural closing point now.
Round off my topic. Let me think of something massive, mate. Something that will really impact the people.
Because we've leveled out now. We've had a topic.
Yeah.
We've diverted.
That's all right. Diversion's already.
It's good conversation, but it's time.
I'm going to say, go live your life. Go live your life. Don't believe things you see on social media. Go out and experience it in real life. You know, go out and experience it. The things you see on social media can be, you know, 0.001% of what the real world's like. But if they're tailored to you and you're getting more of it, then it then becomes 50% of your world. So go out there and experience it. Experience the world the best way you can, and then make a judgment on what real life is, and not base it off social media that can create a feed tailored to you to make you feel however they want you to make you feel.
And the thing as well that people need to understand about social media is the things that get the most engagement are negative content, because in our brain, like the things that we remember the most of are the things that have the most negative impact on our life, because the brain chooses to remember that because to avoid it in the future. So we don't get bitten by the snake, so we don't get eaten by the lion. You know. So when you see negative things on social media, they get the most interaction and they get promoted the most because people have a natural proclivity to engage with negative things. But that's just the way it is. So you need to understand about social media. It's like there's negative things because it's part of our psyche, and like choose to not engage with that. Go against the nature of it.
Part of it, morbid curiosity and everything. You know, there's a whole lot of factors that go into it, and that's natural. That's fine. Just don't subject yourself to loads of it. You know.
Don't let yourself become a victim to fear mongering from outside sources. If they're trying to manipulate you to feel fear, don't necessarily succumb to fear, and don't let yourself succumb to just negative bullshit emotion from the shit that you get on social media. Like, do something about it. Change the channel. Change the shit you're watching. Change your feed. That's the thing I'll say. Don't choose to always generate positive outcomes in your life, not negative ones, and that includes media, social media, etc.
Well, a prime example is that I thought I was going to die when I climbed Snowdon. Before I climbed Snowdon, right? So before I climbed it, I was certain that I was like, right, I'm climbing up a mountain. It's snowing. I'm going to die.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I know, exactly. And I climbed up there, got to the top, beautiful. Well, the whole climb was beautiful. The whole time was beautiful. Whole way back, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I got down to the bottom and I went, all this fear I've had for years of just like slipping or something like that. Yes, it could happen. But I thought it was like 80% going to happen. I could slip and die, you know? And this is made from, my brain didn't think of that. My brain hasn't naturally gone, keep thinking about it. I've seen things happen on social media. I've never seen anyone slip in real life and do that. So if I never seen it on social media, I would never thought about it like that.
Yeah, and the ideas you'd have would just be of your own making.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. So there wouldn't be
images.
Yeah. No. It would just be a simple that could happen. It wouldn't be. I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
So I
and the fact that we've seen it makes it more real to the brain,
more believable.
Like you mentioned.
You can picture how everything would happen. You know, you slip, you try and grab something, you slip more, blah 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 blah. And I got to the bottom, and I, you know,
I realised, like numpty, mate.
Yeah, I did. I felt like a fucking idiot because I got to the bottom and I had an amazing time, and it leads on to just go out there and experience it. Just go out there and experience it because I thought it was going to end up in shit, and I had an amazing time. And whatever you're scared to do because you've seen something happening that's going wrong, go experience it for yourself. And if it goes wrong, pick yourself back up and do it again. And if it goes right, you've learned something and you've had a great time. That's my end note.
All right.
Nice
one. Good shit, man. You know, doing this podcast with you has made me keen to just do so many more.
Yeah.
You know?
Good. Get the good message up there.
I wish it was so early we could just sit and record 5 more today.
I know. We left it a bit late today, didn't we?
It's late. It's already late. We got to eat, and it's already late.
Yeah. Wow. For reference, we're finishing this up at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
And we're about to eat.
Yeah, and we're about to eat. So, and I live quite far away as well. Or not far away, but
I drive away.
I drive away.
Yeah.
So a lot of things to coordinate.
Yeah. And get a bad night's sleep tonight. Get up nice and early tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is what I was talking about in the previous one. You find out your character when you've been doing something productive and you end up getting a late night's sleep and you got to get up early the next day and poopy pants the next day.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tired.
Oh, I'm so sleepy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I've got so much to do today. No, I will just get up tired, do the exact same shit I would have done anyway, and be tired.
Yeah.
And come the end of the day,
go to bed early.
I won't even go to bed early. I'll go to bed my same time.
Yeah.
I'll have a better sleep because I'm tired. I'll wake up. Good.
Yeah.
Life continues as normal.
Yeah.
I'm not poopy pants.
No.
I'm a clean pants.
I wipe my bottom.
Yeah. Clean bum.
Although I will say, if you want to make optimal games, try and get as much sleep as you can.
Yeah, this is fact. But
like real life doesn't happen like that.
Yeah. Like tonight, like we wanted to get this done. We've recorded 3 chess games and a long podcast. We're going to eat some nice food, and you know what? I'm probably going to get like a slightly subpar sleep.
Yeah.
Oh well. Is it going to affect my life tomorrow? No. I'm not going to choose to let it.
No.
Don't choose to let things affect your life. Just crack on, lad.
No. Just get on with it.
Get on with it. Right. I'm so keen to do another one with you at some point in the future, mate. I'm so keen.
It won't be long, mate. It won't be long.
Yeah, I'm keen.
We'll come up with some cracking topics.
Yeah, I'm so keen. I'll tell you what, we do need to do is like probably the next one. We'll have to do Relationship Series Part 3.
Oh, we never finished.
We recorded 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
And you personally are probably in a lot of a better stead to do the Part 3 because Part 3 is like breakup and like post relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like you're in a new relationship now.
I think we've both got great points because I'm in something new and you stayed single. So I think we both got great
this
points.
Is big,
mate.
I didn't even think about it.
We both got. I think we got
different.
We can definitely portray both sides of the story and portray both sides. So stay tuned for that because that's gonna be massive.
This is gonna be big. I think we should record that soon, mate.
Yes,
mate, this has made me so good. Sitting on my own and recording a podcast, it's all right. It's good. I like constantly thinking of words to say on your own at the camera. It's nice, but having a conversation for a while it's a lot better. I like it a lot.
Good.
I hope the viewers like it.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
I'm sure
it will.
I've got a few people actually like want to hop on for the odd special, so it should be good. It'll be interesting. I'm recording next week. End of next week. I'm recording like 1, 2, 3 with someone else. To be disclosed. What I'm doing on the Instagram, if you're following the Instagram, I only followed me until I posted the first picture of Dave, and now I follow Dave, the Instagram. So anyone who hops on the show gets followed by the account.
Nice.
You know, so if you go on the the Dan Rowe show following, those are going to be the people that have been on the show. So the second I've got an Instagram post, a YouTube post.
So that's the Easter egg. That's the Easter egg of the account.
It's the Easter egg.
Yeah, that's the Easter egg of the account.
Yeah, Easter egg to look out for.
Yes. All right.
Oh, he's following another person. Who is it? It's a special guest of this week.
He's going to be on the special. Yeah, there we go.
Hopefully we get to a point where I got 25.
Yeah.
I actually think I have 4 other people that have told me they want to do episodes.
Good.
So it'll be good.
Maybe you should do like sometime in the future get multiple people in, not just 2, 3, 4.
What for one show?
Yeah.
That would be big.
Yeah.
That would be big. We'd have to choose a location. We couldn't just do it here.
No. But yeah, if we went somewhere nice.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. This is a big reveal at the end of this podcast, right? This podcast is actually going to come out after the ones that I'm recording in like next week.
Yeah.
So it's not a big reveal at all.
No,
it's a big reveal to me.
Yeah.
It's not. So if you've probably already watched. Oh, this is a shame because so this isn't even the first Dan Rowe and Guest episode then. If this is going to be released after.
No.
Because I need to post all the Dan and Dave podcast episodes before I release this.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I do. No, I do.
No, we do.
I do need to. Yeah. You need to have all the historical ones before you get.
No, true. Before you get the juice.
Yeah, and you need to get the first chess match before you get the rematches.
Yeah, the rematches, of course.
But man, yeah, no, I might do this one first because I have posted everything in chronological order. To be fair.
Yeah.
So this one might be the first. Fuck it. You've heard it here first. This is the first special. That's
All
it.
right,
Done.
let's go. This is the first fucking special right here. It's right here.
This is the first Dan Rowe and Guests playlist.
Right, we got to wrap this up, mate.
We do.
We got to wrap this up.
Jesus, yeah. Right, okay. Make this sharpish. Like, comment, subscribe. If you've made it this far, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
I really doubt anyone has.
No, but if you have,
thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having me on, Dan. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for coming back, mate.
Of course.
I've enjoyed this a lot.
Many more things to come as well.
I'm really keen. I'm really keen to do some more episodes.
Good, me too.
I'm keen to round off the relationship series, and then that can just be parked.
Yeah. Put that aside.
That'll be good, man.
That's gonna be a big one, mate. That's gonna be
that might be a 2-hour episode.
Woo!
That might be because the last one was like an hour 35, something like that. And they never even saw that. You were in for a treat.
Yeah.
You've already seen it.
You would have already seen it.
You've already seen it by the time this comes out,
Yeah.
but they never saw it before.
Yeah.
They didn't see it before.
Right. Drink your water.
Yeah, drink your
fucking water. Come on.
Fucking water, lads. Right.
Right.
Have you got anything to say?
No.
Right. Hope you enjoyed my first Dan Rowe and Guests episode. Dave, the first guest. Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you enjoyed his topic that he's come up with.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
It'll be exciting to have some more guests on as well. I'm very excited to have Dave back. I hope you enjoy. So far, he's my favourite guest.
Come on.
So far, he's 1 out of 1, top 1.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how we did. Let me know how he did. Let me know any comments. Hopefully, I'll make some shorts. There'll be some good shorts of this when it eventually gets posted. That'll be good shit. I'm excited to see how long it was. I'm excited to eat this food.
Yep.
Lots of love. Goodbye. Are we going to do the face? We haven't done the face.
Yeah, we'll do the face.
I don't sign off with the face.
With the finger, right?
With the finger, yeah. Right.
Oh, one more message. Look after yourselves as well.
Look after yourself. Stay
proactive.
Yeah.
Stay proactive, stay humble. Right, ready?
Right. 3,